Okey, dua perkara kita nak berikan tumpuan pada blok terakhir kita ini, iaitu satu adalah simpanan untuk persaudaraan dan kedua adalah bagaimana untuk mempelbagaikan pelaburan kita. Kadang-kadang orang dengan pelaburan ni, saya kena banyak duit nak melabur. Sebenarnya pelaburan ni sekecil-kecil wang kita boleh melabur. Kan? Jadinya itulah tanggapan yang kita ingin cuba ubah dalam segmen ini untuk kita lihat. Tapi apa ilmunya? Bagaimana nak dapat perkara ini? Sebab kadang-kadang ramai melihat bahawa saya tak pandai, tapi saya pun tak tahu nak melabur ke mana. Tapi sebenarnya dalam era teknologi pada ketika ini, dia ready dan available dalam platform sekalipun. Itu kita nak bincangkan. Kita bawa tetamu kita yang kerap bercakap soal pelaburan ini dan juga pengurusan kewangan, karakteristik kewangan. Kita bersama dengan inilah
Frankie Lim, host of FAQ show. Frankie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Usually watch YouTube, sharing on YouTube, very popular on YouTube. Okay, kali ini kita bawa set di sini. Okay, Frankie, maybe you can share with us why is retirement planning is very crucial, and also especially in today's economic landscape.
Okay, now retirement planning is crucial, not just in current economic landscape, but in any economic condition. Because you're talking about your life at the point where maybe you couldn't work anymore because of old age, or maybe you just want to enjoy life for the rest of your life expectancy, right? So you don't want to work your whole life, and therefore to plan towards that lifestyle, it has to begin as early as possible. A lot of people didn't think of that as something that they have to plan, so therefore they just spend whatever they have today without planning for the future. That's when the problem happens most of the time. Because like what EPF data has shown is that after retirement age, all these people, they have gathered a certain amount in their EPF account, they just withdraw everything and use it within 5 years without thinking about what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. So that's where the problem starts.
Let's talk about investments, because a lot of people, majority, I would say, rely heavily on EPF for their retirement without thinking about getting any other sources of income when they retire later. How do people, what's the reality like for today's society in terms of understanding that they need a lot of channels of, for investments for their retirement instead of just relying on EPF alone?
Okay, if you think about it, right, everybody has 24 hours. It's how you use the 24 hours to maximize the income that you are able to get, right? So a lot of people, they rely on their pay job, on their salary, and then they rely on their personal contribution to the pension fund, and the employer will contribute a certain amount, so that's 20%. And therefore they think, okay, job's done. But they forgot there's also this thing called inflation in the market, right? And when inflation kicks in, things are going to get more and more expensive. But the amount that you save may not be able to catch up to the inflation amount. And therefore, with the same 24 hours that we have, our job currently, while we're still able to, we still have the energy to fight for more income and whatnot, we should be doing that and thinking about how we can maximize growth, maximize wealth, so that we can save out for later days in our life.
Delay gratification in that sense, like whether is that a term that people, most of people understand, delay gratification, or is this relatively, it's not really new, but it's something that really, how to say, it's really unique to the community of Malaysia right now? Delay gratification, or people understand about that?
I think the concept people understand about late gratification. The issue is the discipline to do it. Because when you have all this temptation, when you turn on all this media,
FOMO.
Correct, FOMO, and then you see all this interesting stuff that makes you want to spend the money, right? That will trigger you to think twice and say, hey, why not I spend the money now, enjoy it, since I already worked so hard in the past 20, 30 years, and this is the time, 55, I can withdraw my money from EPF, why not I do something about it now? Right? So it's the discipline. It's not about the concept of late gratification. I think everybody knows that with advancement of technology in healthcare and all that, our life expectancy is going to increase. We're going to live longer. But are we prepared to live longer? That very often comes down to the discipline.
That discipline I need to learn.
it's something that everybody needs to learn.
Everybody
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frankie, one of my best friend decided to opt in, meaning that he chose to from account 2, KWSP, DPF, to account 3. And then, and then withdraw it, but delay gratification, but he decided to diversify investment in multiple channel platforms. How do you see that kind of, methods, meaning that, okay, EPF allows me to withdraw it, but I want to increase it. I spend and I invest in multiple channels.
Okay.
What's your thought on that?
So your best friend took the money out from account 2 to account 3,
Three,
took the
and then
money out to
withdraw?
invest
Yes.
himself outside.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I did as well.
Okay.
So your friend's fine.
Okay.
But
Are you a friend?
we are friends.
Okay.
But-
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you can share if you don't mind.
Right.
You want to
Just
share
kind
your experience and also how you do it and
Okay.
which channel. Yeah.
First of all, we need to establish that EPF is no doubt one of the best pension funds in the world.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, they are the 6th largest in the world or something like that. Therefore, they really know how to invest.
Yeah.
So if you have no clue about investment, but you want your money to work for you, I think EPF is one of the best options.
Just
that-
maintain.
Passive
Just maintain it,
Yeah.
right? So one reason why you want to take out the money and to be a little bit more creative is that you're able to find an investment tool that is able to generate a higher income than what EPF is currently giving. Now, that comes with risk.
Yeah, of course.
There's a saying that high risk, high return, right?
yeah.
So therefore, when you do that, you need to be mindful that you're actually taking higher risk than what EPF is already taking for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can stomach that, fine.
Okay.
Go for it, high risk. But be prepared to lose all that money because high risk, high
Yeah.
return.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think your friend must probably be quite confident with what he's doing, and therefore he's confident enough to take money from his retirement savings and do something
diversify.
greater today, lah.
Yeah. People at large, in terms of when it comes to investment, a lot of people are passive investors. I would say they're just putting money in ASB or EPF and other channels as well. Right? But if they decided, someday to be an active investors, right? High risk, high return kind of situation. How do you think that people should go about it? They can try at a younger age, but as you grow older, maybe this is something that you have to reconsider back. Right?
Like where to start.
Yeah.
How
to
to
start.
start and where to start. Yeah.
Right. So I guess it's a question about risk appetite.
Yeah.
If you're in your 20s, you have energy, time is on your side, right? You are able to take risks. Because if you lose 50,000 today, I'm just 21, 22 years old, I have another 30 years to earn back that amount of money. But if I'm at my 30s or at my 40s, the time is not that much left. And I probably have a family, I have kids to feed, I have parents to look after.
Yeah.
So if I lose that amount of money, it's going to be a big implication to my lifestyle because of different stakeholders that I need to look after, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, you will likely see people at a younger age, they always say, oh, I want to make big money and therefore I'm going to go all in, right? All in on this asset and see where it brings me.
Yeah.
There are only two outcomes. You either become very rich or suddenly you lose everything. But even for this group of people, when they lose everything, it's fine. Because they go back to their day job, they continue to work hard, and then they will recover back very quickly compared to people in their middle age. But what I would like to say is that when we talk about investment, we are always very fixated on the monetary kind of investment, like invest in EPF or invest in trust funds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's actually one kind of investment that we somehow neglected, which is investment in ourselves. Education, read books. Because when you upskill yourselves, you start to become creative and think of what are the ways that you can do on your own to again maximize the 24 hours that you have.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you think that, hey, actually this block of office, what they lack is a canteen. Maybe I set up a nasi lemak store down there, and therefore I can make extra money just by solving the problem of this block of people, right? So that could be one way of investment as well. So maybe one takeaway from this is that when we talk about investment, let's not just think about invest in stocks, invest in bonds, invest in unit trusts, but also invest in yourself, education, and invest more time to observe and see how you can maximize the amount of money that you can make out of it.
Interesting.
Human capital development and self-development. Maybe you can share in terms of common mistakes, because this is one of the most important. When we said about risk, of course, maybe there's a mistakes that have been done that makes you. I mean, you lost. You need to learn from it. Maybe in terms of planning retirements and also investment, common mistakes that you always see people do.
The most common mistake is ignorant, meaning not knowing the investment that you put your money on. Now, if you think about it, right, you're going to put a fortune on something that you kind of guess it's going to make multiply the money out of it. If you don't understand the product, or if you don't want to take that effort to go and try to know what you're putting into, it's as good as gambling. You play a game of blackjack, you don't know what card is going to come out next, right? It's as good as that. So I think in order to overcome that mistake, let's say we want to invest even in EPF, one of the best pension fund in the world. The best to do is to go and understand what assets does EPF invest in. From there you know, if EPF is investing overseas, why? There must be a reason why EPF is doing that. And are they going to get higher return? So therefore, if I have extra money, should I be more committed towards EPF and let the fund managers to do their professional jobs, and I continue to think of how I can make more money based on the time that I have? See, when you have that kind of knowledge, you're able to allocate the resources more effectively in that sense.
How do people can understand in terms of financial literacy play an important role in deciding your investments, your next move? Because at the age of the current situation, right, with technology and then innovation that are available in the market, there shouldn't be any problem in that sense, by logic, right? But do you think that the technology has been used by a lot of people to drive and to understand better and to make an informed decision in terms of their choosing investment and all that?
There are more and more robo-advisors. That is the big term today, right? Robo-advisors that use quantitative analysis to try to figure out how to allocate your money based on all these products. It sounds fancy. It sounds great. It sounds like taking away all the jargons that we are not familiar with and all that. To a certain extent, I would say that those tools, robo-advisors, should only serve as a supplementary support to your own analysis. But often people use it as their primary form of research. And therefore, it kind of makes people more lazy to go and find out the information that they should get about it. So like, let's say, for example, if there's a robo-advisor, they say, based on track record of the past 5 to 10 years, it is able to generate 10% return. But the fundamental knowledge about investment is past record does not guarantee future returns. But that has been what the company has been used to market their product. So therefore, if you are equipped with the knowledge that past performance is not a guarantee for future performance, then you would think again, okay, your robo-advisory works in the past. And today's economic condition is like this. Is it able to perform or outperform under such circumstances? Then you start to ask more questions. You want to dig more information about what is the program that is written in this robo-advisor. Then that will help you to increase more knowledge before you actually put your money into it. So I think that is more important. But nonetheless, it will just get more and more crowded in terms of all these AI-related or all these technology-related kind of investments choices for people to choose. It's ultimate, it still comes to the person of how do you filter out the right product for you.
I want to ask your opinion because you mentioned just now about you should understand the medium of investment first before you invest your money in. Because we've seen the FOMO situation for youngsters especially. Their friends invest in forex, for instance, doing forex. I want to do forex. When their friends invest in crypto. they go for crypto, but they don't really understand about crypto and forex and all that. But how do you see the whole situation? Our youngsters, do they really understand the whole situation and in terms of financial literacy teaching at a very young age? Do we have sufficient level of education in terms of creating more awareness among our youngsters?
I think education is the foremost important, and I think all the stakeholders, not just the government, not just the schools, not just the parents, should be more aware and provide more of such education to the younger generation. But I think the media also play a very big role in this. For example, lately in the US, there's this stock called GameStop. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. This guy, he's a social influencer by the name of Roaring Kitty. He put up a tweet that says that he invested a certain amount of money in this stock. That's it. Without looking at the fundamentals of GameStop as a company, a lot of people just thought, wow, there's this influential guy put the money in and it's like hundreds of...
Must be right lah.
Must be right, right? Then everybody just went to it. Share price shot up by more than 100% in one day. One day. Under normal circumstances, this is impossible because a business cannot change in a day and to give you that 100% return. And very quickly, I think the market started to correct itself. The rational investors started to come in and say this is not right. They started selling the shares. Within 48 hours, everything goes back to normal. So if you follow the media, right, the social media or mass media or whatnot, if you just follow blindly without doing your own research, DYOR, do your own research, right, you may fall into this kind of traps. And this kind of traps, sometimes it's very hard for you to turn around again because you may overnight lose 70-80% of your investment in that asset, right?
But you need. I mean, for people out there, the people at large, do you need to understand economy or do you need to understand business in order for you to have that knowledge, or how do we do about this?
Okay, if you want to be an active investor, then yes, you need to be aware of the economics, read more news, watch more Astro AWANI, right?
And watch your channel.
Your channel.
Thanks for that. So if you want to be an active investor, I think that's a good way to start for you to gain more information and then learn how to analyze those information to help you to make a decision. But very often, as a retail investor, because it's not to say you're going to invest a fortune, right? Maybe a couple of thousand here, a couple of thousand there.
Correct.
Very often, all you need is just logic. Like, if I'm going to sell ice cream during winter, it's very hard to sell, right? I don't think it's a good business. You shouldn't invest. You don't need a CFA or a professor to tell you that. You just observe and think logically and make that decision. So I would say for a normal investors like us, you are not going to do like very risky stuff. I think that should be sufficient for you to think about how to go about with the investment.
Frankie, we are. I mean, Malaysia currently is aging nation. We are heading to age nation. Research showed that maybe around 2030, 2060, 2070, we're gonna be like super aging nation. And in terms of when you said about investment, even our few experts are suggesting that GLICs, I mean private entities, start to spend on silver economy, meaning that investing on silver economy. What's your thought on that? Maybe in terms of moving forward, Malaysia as a nation becoming age nation, investing in silver economy, ecosystem, infrastructure, even healthcare, for example. What's your thought? What's your takes on this?
Right. Okay. Now, Malaysia is gradually moving into aging and eventually into an aged population. This path has been gone through by many advanced economies in the world. Japan, Korea, right? All these advanced economy, they've been there, done that. And all these professional fund managers, they have been in the market long enough and they have seen such trend being played out in those economies. And now they are starting to see signs of those trends happening in Malaysia. And therefore, they are starting to invest in this kind of silver economy, we say, right? Going forward, I think more and more is going to come. I mean, already we start to see like holiday villas for the elderly age. You can do Pilates in the morning. They have very nice people to play games with you in the afternoon and all that kind of stuff, right? So I think that is coming. whether you like it or not. So, as an active investor or people who observe enough and invest with logic, if that's the logic, where do you put the money? Right? And how do you find opportunities for you to invest your money in those
projects,
things that you
initiative,
see? Correct. In those initiatives. Or maybe you do it yourself. I have a piece of land. I'm not doing anything with it. In this area, there are a lot of old people. Let's start something, right?
Yeah, like
start
community center.
Correct. Correct.
Why not?
So those are the ways that will help you to plan, not just to plan for your own retirement, you also help the society, and that's number one. And number two, you're able to make money out of it for you to prepare your own retirement in the future. So everything is a cycle, you see?
So every situation and circumstances, there's always opportunity if you look at the positive side, right?
Correct.
So, but you see that the whole situation that you explained just now, does our community basically understand the opportunity that presented in the market and grab it right now, or do you say that we are still lacking in terms of understanding the opportunity that's actually arise from all this situation, aging nation and all that?
I think Malaysians in general are not putting enough effort to be aware. So in other words, to put it bluntly, I don't think Malaysians are hungry enough. If you're hungry enough, we will keep looking for opportunities. If there's no opportunity, we will make one opportunity for ourselves. That's how a lot of nations with very little resources, they thrive. Because I have nothing left, and if I don't do something, I'll die. And therefore, they thrive. So, I think as Malaysian, all we need to do is to change our mindset. Be more hungry. I'm sure we'll figure out something that is better than what we have today.
Frankie, before we end our discussion, we look forward in terms of your opinion or your suggestion. Number one, to those youngsters or young early graduates that just start their work life, and also those who maybe like late 40s, like reaching to retirement age, but they don't know what I need to do now. I don't have any like savings. I just like my saving is only my EPF. That's all. What's next? What they can do? Number one, for the youngsters. Number two, those who like reaching to the retirement age. Maybe your suggestion to them.
Right. Okay. For those who are just coming out to the society, I think that's the best time for you to start thinking about your retirement. Maybe to ask you to start investment, that is, whoa, there's something big and I don't have the knowledge. But if somebody asks you that you need to start to plan for your retirement, then obviously investment comes as part of the picture. Now, because you are young, you have the energy, you can be creative, you can go crazy within the risk appetite that you have. Now, when you're in your 40s, you have nothing, EPF saving is all you have. I don't think you should be more aggressive at that age, because every cent counts in terms of your lifestyle and the people that you need to look after of, right? But what you could do is then to think about really investing in yourself and to increase your salary or your income so that you can contribute more back to EPF and let EPF help you to make the money that you need for your retirement. I think that is a safer option for people in their middle age. But if you're young, go for it. You know,
all out.
they are the future leaders of the planet, right? So therefore they should be creative and look for ways to make the world a better place.
Right. Frankie, thank you so much for joining us. Frankie, came all the way to this location. To Forest.
You was there. I mean, yesterday.
I was.
Peter.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Amazing.
There's a lot of what I call financial guru yesterday. We saw Frankie and then Mr. Money, Mr. Young, and also
Financial Faiz.
All these people who are users who are actually using the digital platform to create awareness and also
digital financial literacy. Thank you so much, Frankie Lim, host of FAQ Show. Dan sudah tentu sebenarnya banyak perkongsian menarik akan kita bawakan, terutama sama-sama melihat kepada what's next moving forward. Najib Arif akan ada rakaman agenda awani dengan tetamu yang menarik sebenarnya.
Menarik. Sebab semalam kita dah cakap soal tak cukup duit untuk persara dan sebagainya bukan soal siapa makan gaji saja. Kerja-kerja yang saya anggap sebagai berisiko. Contohnya kerja-kerja yang tidak ada jaminan dari segi apa masa depannya. Maksudnya mereka perlu lebih fokus sedia. Pelakon, industri seni dan sebagainya. Atlet sukan juga berdepan.
Atlet. Contoh cedera ke?
Cedera, hilang sumber pendapatan. Jadi perkara ini kita bincangkan dalam agenda awani. Kita rekod sekejap lagi lah. Kita siarkan mungkin malam ni.
Nanti kita kongsikan poster dan juga hint-hint menarik, teaser menarik dan siapa tetamu Najib nanti. Dan sudah tentu dalam Awani 745 nanti kita akan bawa rangkuman secara keseluruhan berkenaan dengan ISWC 2024. Sekian sahaja siaran khas Niaga Awani langsung dari Renaissance Hotel Kuala Lumpur bersempena dengan ISWC 2024. Saya Haris Ashraf Hasnan.
Saya Najib Arif. Assalamualaikum dan salam hormat.